Yo, what's going on, everybody?
What's going on?
What's up, everybody? Welcome to another Terp Talk with us tonight.
Yeah, this is a little abrupt.
Yeah, so we're gonna be doing. We'll let everyone start gathering
I'm
into the
groovy.
Oh,
I'm sorry, I had to do it.
yeah, I'm Can Dave.
So yeah, and I'm groovy. No, we just decided to just try something new and just start the podcast. We were just or the stream, whatever this is right now.
Yeah,
We were just like, let's
go
let's
live.
just try it like without the music, and the music's usually mine anyway. So
Here we are. We are
Here
here
we are.
live. But like the title says, it says "You Choose Edition."
yeah, so I'm gonna be pulling up the comments right now. Give me a second. We're just kind of
and we're
it's
gonna
been
be
a
rolling.
crazy day.
and
So
We're gonna be rolling up some.
we'll be rolling up. Can't dive.
We're gonna be rolling up some runts here in a second. So we're gonna be smoking on. Let us know how you are consuming cannabis, as always.
Yeah.
Actually, before we get started, I did a poll last night.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, on our story, and I still got the results because the results are they're pretty close, honestly. So the poll, before we get into everything tonight, and before I break up some of the bud, I did a poll.
It's up to
and
you.
It was so how do you consume before passing out, right? And I was curious that the answers were flower, dabs, edibles, and tinctures. I should have took tinctures out and put like none of the above. Curiously. And what do you think the results on that came out, Groovy? Do you think
I mean, I did look at it. I was actually surprised because we got like a lot of responses. So I was like, shout out to y'all. So
Yes.
that was cool.
Shout out to all the engagement happening. What do you think won? Flowers, dabs, or edibles?
I hope dabs would win, but that's just because dabs are the best.
Unfortunately, they did not. They came in a little
Edibles
bit.
probably though. If I was really to like bet on it for real, probably edibles.
That's shockingly flower. Edibles came up third. 50% of the people went with flower they consumed before, and then we had 38% with
Wow,
dabs.
it's actually pretty spread apart. Actually, like more than I thought. There wasn't like a huge favorite. Like they were just
dabs was pretty close. I'm actually not shocked on that because I feel like a nice nighttime dab right before is like good to send off to bed too, right? I know that's what you're always doing. I'm usually rolling up a nice joint, like I'm always saying. So obviously I voted for flower. So
Yeah.
I had to give my flower a little bit of a bump up. So I did that. But yeah, you want to showcase the runts and I'll break some of it up?
Yeah, I don't know if I can. I don't think I have it set up for IG. So if you're on IG, I guess if you're on IG, we'll also pull in your topics too. I just realized I have it set up for you guys, but yeah, I can pull it up for everybody on YouTube and Facebook. What is this we're smoking on right here?
Runs.
Oh, runs. I'm sorry. Yeah, because I'm sorry. I'm kind of doing like a full bunch of other things. You know how I go over here.
It's been a long day for both of us. It's been a long day actually. I was in the office today actually, so it was good. What's up, Ryan? What up, T-Dub?
What's up, Richards? Which is probably B Richards now.
Ryan, you said bud and edibles forever. Love it. Love it.
Let's start off with that as our first topic as we get rolling. We get some people here. If you all could share it, think about some topics you want to talk about. We don't usually do this. Usually we try to focus on let's talk about a topic and we talk about in cannabis so we can kind of learn from each other and, we can do some research and whatnot. But today we were like, what if we had everyone else choose and we let them guide? Because you always have a ton of questions and sometimes we'll blow past it or we'll answer real quick. But
100%.
we want to dive in. Any questions you have about cannabis, like more growing, he'll be able to help you. If you got questions on just purchasing, my stingy ass will help you. No, I'm just kidding.
Probably.
No, but for real, I just thought.
a good deal right now is good, man. Everything's so expensive, so a good deal, I'm all
No,
about
I
it.
was just making a phone, or make a phone, making a funny man. Damn, killing it today.
Crushing it, making a phone. Who we phoning?
I don't know.
ET phone home.
This guy, or which camera? Look at this guy. This guy. I'm controlling the cameras and I'm confused. Wow. Anyways,
That's great. Now I'm gonna get this rolled up here. Then we'll talk about.
what do you do for bed? That's what I was asking. Like, what is
Oh,
your
that's what you did.
before
I was like,
bed?
yeah. What'd you ask? Dude, for me, it's flower, dude. Like, honestly, I
Okay, so this is one time we agree on, man. Like, I actually do prefer flower when I'm going. Like, I'm like done with my day and I want to relax. I do smoke flower. No, because I dab throughout the day, right? That's what it just gives me that mindset that cannabis gives me. It gives me that, right? And I can keep moving. You know,
I agree.
Weed sometimes puts me on my ass because I'm just like, man, I'm just trying to chill and keep smoking another one. You got another one, though? Like, you know what I'm saying?
That is true with you. That is. I think that was Saturday.
It's every Saturday.
Yeah, no, I was here late, but I felt like we were like, you down for another one? Yeah. Usually, though, for me, I've been getting in that groove, like you've been saying, dabs during the day because, like, honestly, it's just like a nice clear level, nice hit, go, good to go.
Right.
And then flower I like at night, honestly, yeah, because I love, like, for me, flower is like my relaxation point when it's like me when I'm coming down from the whole day, the rush of the day, whatever you're doing, you know, how busy it is. Usually most days are hectic, right? So for me, being able to sit down, roll up a nice joint, sit back on the couch, smoke it, zone off into music, TV, the phone, whatever, you know, to me, it's just peaceful for that little bit.
I hear that.
I enjoy that.
Yeah, I hear that, man. No, that's fair.
Yo, we're about to be smoking on Runts, not banned. Plant Dude just asked, what's everyone smoking on?
Yeah, let us know. We're smoking on Runs. I got some Rainbow Sherbet 11 that I got in my new jar that I got from BizCon. It's actually kind of neat. Check this out. It's got a glass container here where I keep my rosin, and you put it in here. It's kind of like a Yeti or some type of like container for dabs. That's pretty cool. Hopefully, we'll get them on the podcast.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I mean, we had a lot of good interviews, or networking connections throughout BizCon. So we get them on. We'll get some other potentials on. You guys will have some great content. Looking forward to in 2023. I'm super pumped about.
Yep. Actually, you know what? I could pull up that. I realized I could pull up I could pull up that weed for Instagram if you guys want to see it. I'll do that.
Yeah, I was trying to get it. I couldn't really get a good shot of it. Because I feel like it looks frostier in person. I don't know. That's just me just talking then at that point.
Frostier in person? I mean, you can't really do justice to a camera, right? I mean, like, it never really does.
Sometimes.
You got to have really nice cameras. True.
There's a lot of good cameras out there.
Yeah, dude, you know how expensive those are? Yeah, we need about 55 sponsors.
Yeah, I was actually
what's
talking
up,
to
American Grown Cana? How you doing?
I was actually talking to T, and he was talking about there's a camera that they use for film that's like $500,000.
Rolling up some biscotti.
That they use.
Haifa Organic. I don't know if I've heard of Haifa Organic.
I always see T posting about them though, but I don't think we've seen it or tried the product out here.
Yeah, no, I haven't seen it.
Anything you've been enjoying recently?
Really? Well, before, like I said, before bed flower, but I think like since we're waiting on people to kind of move in, please share, comment. Like I said, any topic, even if it's small or silly, we've done it. You know, just like let's talk about it. Put your thoughts out there. I've been doing these donuts. Man,
yeah,
like don't get me wrong. It's nice when you throw in some keef, or you throw in some diamonds, or you throw in even some live resin can be really sick. But if you get a good rosin, the way it stays like in like the center, and the way it burns, it literally you smoke flour, it tastes like flour, then it tastes like the mix of both, and then there's like a couple hits where it's just wax, and then it's like at the end it's just flour again. I'm like, man, what a combo of awesomeness, man. So you I don't know if it's you or me or just trips in general.
Donuts.
I'm kind of into it now. You know, the donuts, man.
We should actually do a donut tonight. Be honest.
We still can. Power to the people.
I mean, I've been enjoying that. I mean, for me personally, I've been using.
I mean, does everyone had a donut out there? Has everyone had a donut?
Can you explain what a donut is?
Well, a donut is a gram, or you know what? It doesn't matter. It's flour, some flour, with rosin in the center. And the only reason why I say rosin, because every time I've tried this with live resin, I mean, I guess that batter did okay. So essentially it just needs to be a concentrate that is like a batter, a rollable, like a doughy type of one. And then you put that in the center, and then you add more flour on top, and then you roll it, and it looks like a donut when you hit it. So essentially just a specific infused reference I'm making, where it's just a specific way they do it. But the way it hits... You know, a lot of times they may run, but they never get clogged up. Well, I shouldn't say never, but they don't usually get clogged up. But, I mean, dude, really, all the rosin ones, even the one in Vegas, we had some real duds out in Vegas. Like, a lot of shitty infused pre-rolls.
100%.
Like, infused pre-rolls are hit or miss sometimes, man. Like a lot of times.
I'm a little sketchy now, too, with a lot of the stuff being not actual cannabis terps, being a lot of the fake terps. With being on that, you know what I'm saying? Not the infused, correct? and I'd rather. I feel like the rosin. I don't know. I've just fallen in love with rosin this year, like fully. I feel like. I mean, we liked it last year, but like the access to it last year wasn't as accessible as it is this year. I mean, price point. I mean, last year was $100, $110 still. So anything with rosin to me is just like that's just my shit right now.
Yeah, we got a couple questions.
Dope.
Kind of one's kind of rolling with one. T-Dub said on YouTube, I never have luck rolling them. What's the secret to rolling a donut? So for me, you know how when you're like rolling a joint and you start rolling it, you want it to be round, right? You're round. The key is to me is to not get it round until the rosin's in there. So like keeping it flat but spreading out evenly. So I kind of make almost like a weed rectangle, if you will. Like I kind of keep the paper a little flatter. And then I put that in there, and then I put more weed on it, and then I actually start the roll process because it actually gets in the center. If you like start to roll the weed and then throw the rosin on top, then throw more weed, it always ends up on the center because like the weed is already denser on one side than the other. So I think it naturally just fits that way. When you keep that weed softer, put that in a bag of weed, Tito.
Yeah, our buddy actually, because the first time I did
that's what I would say.
First time I did a donut, I had to go on the whole edge. Like it was just pretty much.
Because you probably rolled it a bit, and then you're like, "Oh, let me put this in." You know, I really think the key is to keeping it soft, then putting the rosin in, keeping the weed soft again, and then rolling. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. But he was saying so here's your papers right here.
Yeah. I don't. Okay, go ahead.
Put the joint. Actually, let's put it on the cam right here. I could probably do it on the cam right here. Actually.
Yeah. I'm just trying to remember which shot that was. Is it this one? Instagram, you may or may not see it right now.
So if you got the weed right here, say the weed's the joint, and you want it, like you said, you want to make it a bed. So put it on the table, put your filter at the end or whatnot, put the weed in there, and then you're gonna lay.
I wish we had more rosin. I was like, we could just roll one up, right? Dave's like, don't tell me, dog. What a good time.
Maybe when we run the commercial, I'll see what I have on me. I don't even know.
Yeah, I don't know why for some reason, the camera's looking blurry, but it's actually a really nice camera. It shouldn't.
Yeah, it shouldn't. But like, see right here is where you're going to have the weed, and then you're going to lay, like Groovy said, the rosin right on top of it, right in the middle, and then.
No, I don't like the middle. I do almost like it's like, so after like the first hit, but then right there on that second, third hit, and then right to like the center. Like, is that I just don't like to put too much because then it gets filled again. So like that's I said, it's really this weird. Dude, I'm so specific on that. Like, I think it hits so differently, man. Because I've had some burn differently. Anyways, it doesn't matter.
Fair enough.
Just like I said, there's a good ratio, right? Where when you deal with infused, where it's like
too much,
more can be great until it's too much and it ruins it. Right?
Valid.
Yeah.
50-50.
I made a point that Dave didn't disagree with.
I do think, though, like, if you still have a decent amount of flour on the top of it, and then you can even, when you fold it up, just fold it up, roll it right up, puff on it. Groovy's saying he likes to keep it, yeah, I get what you're saying, like 2 hits of flour, and then it hits right into the rosin, right?
Yeah, well, because, dude, there's something, especially because
that's just
I like
depending
the
on
way
where you want to
flour.
line the rosin up.
Well, no, because, yeah, but to me, you got to get that even burn before the rosin hits. Otherwise, it starts to run, right? If you put it too close to the top, right, or put too much at the top, all of a sudden, oh shit, wrong thing popped up. Sorry, Instagram. If the cherry's not burning, I feel like sometimes that's what causes it to get messed up.
I did have one experience where I did mess it up and rolled up. Like, that's the one thing when you are smoking them. If you have a hot cherry, speaking of cherry, do not mess that cherry up. Do not knock that cherry off. I did that and I ruined it. I ruined the smoke. Because like after I relit it just wasn't as good. I probably knocked out like the whole half of it where it was just had the rosin in there, still burning slow. Gotta be careful with it. That was a high moment on myself. I was so pissed.
Right.
So pissed.
So okay, so here's an interesting one. I have some bud that I grew that's got powdery mildew all over it. Should I use it for edibles or what should I do with it? It's curing in jars. Is there any way to make smokable or get rid of the powdery mildew somehow?
I'll just get rid of it. The bud. Okay.
Yeah, because I think once it's bud, isn't there an issue? I think when it's we've been seeing people there's a lot wash their plants.
Yeah, there's a lot of treatment you could do.
So like even when I have in my hand, I'm not going to give them a shout out quite yet because I don't know if it works, but there is literally in my hand, like there's plant washes, but I think this is more preventative. You can't just like save the nug. I think this is more for the plant because the videos they showed us at BizCon was them like cleaning off the plant, right? Something
Vegging.
like that.
They're
Yeah, in
vegging
veg,
plants.
right? But so it's preventative more. So I don't know if there's anything you can do once you're kind of like in the mix, if you will.
Yeah, I would toss it, man. It's not worth to smoke it at all. For your health, it's not worth it. You don't want to inhale that stuff. Just next year, if you do come in contact with powdery mildew, like Groovy said, there's a bunch of sprays.
Well, it's
Lost
preventative.
leaf. What's the one I use?
Well, I just don't know if this one
Coast
works.
Lost leaf. Oh my god, I'm blanking on the name.
This one seemed legit when we met them, but
Blanking on
it's
it.
funny that it just happens
It's
to
an
be right here
expensive bottle.
as we talk about it.
It's not too expensive, but it works. It's just a good preventative to use, especially if you're growing outdoors. Michigan's accessible to powdery mildew.
So really, so all in all, I mean, if you get Pele, I mean, that's the thing though. Like Nick says, I don't want to waste it. I get that. I really get that. Who would want to waste their bud? But
honestly, that's what
health.
Yeah, your health's number one. But like honestly, a lot of growers have ran into problems where you've had to toss crops due to.
You've had to do it.
Yeah, you've had you got to. I mean, or clean it down your room. I mean, there's times where you get bugs, you got to clean it down, or you do get
These are real things, right?
powdery mildew,
Yeah.
or if you're
That was a huge thing at the conference, was preventatives
Yep.
and fixing them, because people that's huge. People losing money. Why do you think there's so much money in remediation?
well, yeah.
Because people don't want to lose all their money, and I don't want to smoke remediated bud at all. But those companies don't want to lose their money, so it's like this weird, like,
Yeah, I mean, and those companies, there's a lot of those companies, the remediated companies,
yeah.
and they're going to continue to pop up because like it's hard to grow like some of quality clean cannabis all the way through. Like there's so many obstacles that can affect your environment, that can affect the plants growing. Like to keep that grow room safe, chill. I mean, even if you're outdoors, I mean, think about you're outdoors. There's a lot of stuff that can affect the plant.
Yeah. Yeah, man.
Yeah, I mean, it would. I trust me, man.
In his shoes, what would you would just throw?
I would
it on?
toss it, man. Honestly, it sucks. I know the pain, but it's not smokable. Don't smoke it. It's not worth smoking it.
Damn.
Yeah, toss it. You don't know how much of the mildew could have got in the buds too. I mean, if it's really in the buds, that's not even worth it. Not even worth looking at. Toss that, get rid of it, and just get ready for next year. Now next year to start doing some IPMs and veg, so or clean up some of the inner leaves, because like when it gets really humid, some of the you want more airflow, so you don't get as much powdery mildew. Like that, more airflow would be a lot better too. So I don't know if this was indoors or outdoors, but if it is indoor, either clean up a little bit of the inside of the plant so there's more room and you don't get the powdery mildew. You don't want that at all. That
Yeah.
is not the best.
Yeah, I mean that's
But it
simply,
happens,
like,
man. It happens.
Exactly, that's what I'm gonna say.
It
It's like kind of
happens.
those things you can't avoid, though. Yeah. Unfortunately, when you deal with Michigan and everything.
Yeah.
So,
What's up, Clone Coach?
what's up, fam? How's it going, man? Can of baddies? What's going on? What y'all smoking on?
Yeah, I mean, there's so many problems that can happen though with it. Growing.
Shit,
I'm thinking of a bunch of growing questions.
No, go ahead. I mean, honestly, do you have a good topic? Like, why we're here in between topics? It's so weird. I'm getting like hella glitches on my computer right now. Sorry if the screen's jumping and all for you guys. I don't know. I hope it's not. My computer's acting really weird.
Is it?
Yeah. But anyways,
No, I was just saying like because Nick says it is an outdoors that got the mildew outdoors and was moved inside. Yeah,
Yeah.
I would toss it, get rid of it, because then you don't want them to contaminate and jump on any other plants too as well, and make sure like you're cleaning the area.
well, that's what I said. I wish I knew more about the washes. This wash for sure is definitely preventative. So it's like
I think it's
don't think
Lost
there's
Coast therapy. That's
right.
it.
But again, this is all preventative though. There's nothing to do once it's like the bud, right? Can you? I mean, besides remediation, or there was like the purifications. But dude,
I
now
don't
you're
like
talking
to spray
like
during flower.
exactly.
I don't spray anything during flower. I know that you can. I just don't. Yeah, it's Lost Coast Plant Therapy. Like that, you can spray on veg as a preventative, and then it also does get rid of powdery mildew. Like if the plants were vegging too. You want to spray that at night and whatnot. Or, yeah,
Yeah.
maybe early dawn, but not on a hot day. It'd burn the shit out of it.
Oh yeah. I mean, do you? Is that how you? That's how you prevent your stuff? Is you just wash your plants kind of in veg with that stuff?
Not all the time, but yeah, like here and there, yeah.
Oh,
I try to keep them as clean as possible, but usually probably a weekly clean. Yeah, it is probably in the buds. That's why I wouldn't. That's why I wouldn't smoke it.
oh, you're saying like, once it's inside. I mean, what are you
Yeah,
gonna
like then
do,
you're
right?
breaking it up. And then
Yeah, I
you're
mean,
inhaling
dude,
all
and
the
we've
mold
seen, like,
particles.
we've talked about this. Like, we've definitely all smoked it back in the day when you were smoking Reggie's. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, I mean, think about how much.
It's
You don't
I
even know what year that was from.
Right. I just feel like if you're smoking copious amounts of powdery mildew and you know it, it can't be good. So, yeah, definitely would avoid that.
100%. I mean, because if you're a smoker, you don't want to affect your lungs, right?
Canada Dave, the mad scientist.
nah, just years of mess ups and.
Learning. Yeah, I mean, that's how
Learning.
you grow, right? That's how you grow.
But I appreciate it. Whoever said thank you.
T-dub.
Appreciate that.
Yeah,
I mean, it truly is. I mean, it's just learning and trial and error. Think about it. I mean, some plants honestly are more susceptible to plant disease, while some aren't too. Like,
Right.
and you figure that out while you're growing, or it's some of the while you're looking online, you'll see some of that based off of the terps in the plant. Because remember, we were going through some of the plants, and some of them when they're flowering, they give off like that spearmint or something.
this is fascinating. He has a follow-up question. I couldn't use it for edibles. I don't know. I don't think you can, because like once it's in the bud, aren't you you're baking that? Well, see, that's the thing. If you're baking it, would that clean
You're
it
still
up?
stirring it in with the butter constantly,
Yeah.
breaking it down. Me personally, it's mold. I just would get rid of it. Right? That's just me. I personally probably would just get rid of it. I mean, yeah, I would. Maybe the heat does kill it. You could be right.
I was just asking the questions, man.
I
It
usually
doesn't-
just
yeah.
toss it. That's just me personally. So
I just
I've
know
tossed
it's. I just
crops.
know, like, especially in the industry, I know they can't. They destroy it. You know what I
Or
mean?
they
As soon as it's
remediate it,
or they remediate it,
right?
right?
Because that would get rid of it.
And that's my whole point. It was like they bake it. And honestly, I mean, I don't think there's a way to self remediate. Like, I don't think there's a way to like at home do it.
Yeah, I don't think
maybe.
Willow Industries is that the company. Hopefully, we saw them at BizCon. I think that is them.
So
that
actually,
does
you know, it's funny.
remediation.
I found a whole article on that I'll throw into the chat on where you at Facebook. Here, I'll throw it here. I can't read the whole article out loud, but there, if you want to check it out, it says, "Should powdery mildew be used when making edibles?" It's a good topic, so I figured we just talk about this. I mean, should you use powdery mildew for cannabis products? It's actually kind of a good topic.
No.
The short answer is no.
No, I don't even know why.
Oh, here's why. Yeah, but I want to, we're learning. This is the part of Turk Talk, right?
I
Using
wouldn't.
moldy weed in your cooking has the potential for thousands of spores containing toxins and other diseases to cause harm to your body.
Yes.
It's not recommended that you use moldy cannabis for method consumption. I knew it was going to be no, man. I just thought it'd be interesting to like look at it. I know. It's like, hey, it's like if there was an article like, hey, why you shouldn't do heroin. I don't really need to read it. I know, right? But I'm still it's fascinating to read why you shouldn't. That's all I'm
Don't
trying to
smoke
say.
it. Just
That's
toss
why,
it.
because of the
Just
spores
toss it.
containing toxins can cause disease inside your
Like
body.
I said, just toss it.
Yeah. All right.
Chalk it up as an L. Like,
Well, couldn't you make brownies with it to remediate it? No. So remediating, I think they're baking it at very high temps.
it's by UV rays and some crap.
like
that's-
they're using just different things than just like microwaves, like you would like in an
My dude,
or
like
an
go to the
oven, excuse
dispo.
me.
There's probably you buy an ounce and then make your brownies. You know, don't
Don't do it.
do it, man.
Taylor's like, just please, for the love of God, don't do it.
Yeah, I know.
Taylor's like, I don't care why, just don't do it.
Just please.
Oh,
don't.
that's hilarious, man. Yeah, man. I like edibles sometimes, and I definitely been digging them, but it's not an everyday thing. For me,
No, I haven't gotten the edibles every day. Like dabs and weed, yes.
baked in radiation, and that's the big thing about remediated bud. Is that it does.
Oh my God! Anyone know if USA won in soccer today? So random. I know. The game was on like at 1 o'clock.
We're talking about remediation of cannabis, and this guy's like, "Yo, is anyone listen? All the people out there, do you know who won soccer?" I'm like, "Shit. All right, well, fuck me."
I was really hoping they would. I'm gonna have to check.
Dang, dog.
I know,
threw me
sorry.
off. No,
Yeah.
I forgot where I was going. No, you're totally cool. No, that's weed sometimes for you, fam.
My head went off
now I
thinking
want
about
to know, man. You could have just Googled it.
I did. They did win.
Nice.
USA won it.
Okay. Well, anyways, yeah.
My browser's ESPN.
Nice, dude. Nice. Actually, this seems like a good time to give a shout out.
Yeah, let's give a shout out to DNK and the great sponsor we have that helps make all this get done. They have a new collab coming out that we're going to be talking about. It's a Sour Animal diamonds and resin, and it is a collab with Upliftin. So Upliftin's processing the Sour Animal and also the Ice Cream Social. So I'm excited. Upliftin has produced some quality product that we've tried in the past. So
yeah, and this
Sour
video,
Animal.
Yeah,
okay.
and this video is just like kind of a little background about who they are, because like we just love DNK and they support us, and we just really want to show them some love. So check out a little bit about DNK. Appreciate it.
Well, DNK Growers really is a collection of some caregivers back from the medical market who really have a passion for great premium cannabis. We really focus more on the quality than we really do on quantity, and I think in this market, people really appreciate that. If you know much about us, we're just passionate people that have been using cannabis for a variety of reasons for the past 25 years. My partner and I, Kyle, the head grower here, we just have a passion to really produce a great product. We like to consume cannabis ourselves. We want to make sure that we offer a product that also meets the people that consume our product. So value is very important to what DNK is all about. We're from Michigan. We have a lot of experience and just want to make sure that we offer a product that people love to consume and want to come back and try DNK again.
Yo, we back.
And we back. So yeah, dude. So it's pretty cool that last Saturday we were talking about on the Wake and Bake. If you didn't tune in, we ran a giveaway, so stay tuned. We'll be doing another giveaway here in the coming weeks. Don't know when. Could be this Saturday. Could be next Saturday. Don't know. But Dispo actually opened up retail
in
shop
Waterford.
Yes.
Well, first off, the only reason why I say that it's because I live like out. I mean, if you're in Michigan, I'm more northwest, right? In compare when you're in the Metro Detroit area, right? So for me, guess what's the closest?
Yeah.
Detroit. It's still just Detroit. I mean, there are some that are a little bit closer now, right? Because you got like
Walled Lake, isn't Walled Lake?
Yeah, but I'm talking about even the one right here in the Telegraph. What is that? Southfield.
Oh,
there's a couple in Southfield, right? There's a couple in Southfield, right? So you're seeing more, but this is crazy close to me. Like, you know what I'm saying? So this is and then I don't know if you've listened to our podcast for years. If you're new, we used to have our card way back in the day, and that's where I first went to my dispos was Waterford. Like that's what I think of when I think dispo, right? So it's kind of crazy to be like, oh, you know how taboo it is now because there was like none, but there was literally like 5, 6 dispos, and they all got rated, and then just haven't seen them. But I was so excited. I was like, Dave, we gotta go. Dave, we gotta go to this dispo. We're gonna go to this dispo. Bah. And we went to the dispo, and
So great.
Was it though?
It was interesting.
Now it's your turn to take over the topic. Because
Well, no. You're the one that was like, "Hey, are they even allowed to serve us like that?" Well, because like we got like they only had the front door open, not the front door, the front lobby open, which was very interesting.
Right.
There was like no shelving, like you didn't go into the budroom.
Yeah, they
there
did.
was
They
no
just said, "What do you
budroom.
want?" We're like, "What do you mean? What do you want?" Like
They were licensed.
Canada's favorite way to order cannabis.
Well, no, God, no.
I'm not just throwing you under the bus. I don't like it either, but like
I
you always talk about it like on the air and like how much you like to look at bud and smell it and see it.
True, very true.
And you know, and then but we had to go through the process, and they said they totally would, which is sweet. But then now you feel like you're holding up the line in the lobby, right? And it's very awkward. Usually when you're behind doors and you're holding up the line, it's like
Well, because you had to keep moving too. Like I was in front of the register because like the lobby is only like this big.
2 iPads wide.
Yeah, that big. Like there was room over here.
Yeah.
But like where you had to pay was like right here. You weren't able to, they had a cool little monitors like on the wall that you're able to see stuff.
Is
But,
it a chain dispo or privately owned? What's up? Joshua. Oh, what's up?
It was a privately owned. I don't think it was a chain, was it? I haven't heard of it. I forgot the name of it, to be honest.
I don't think it was a chain.
Yeah.
No, it's called Planet 59. I think it's independent, and they're very
Thank you.
new
Yeah,
and everything. But either way, like Dave said, they were only open in the lobby. I just think what was really... Oh, yeah. If you're just tuning in, please let us know what you want to talk about. We're just talking about some stuff we've been doing lately because we talked about a couple of topics, and we decided to talk about this because it was crazy. We forgot to mention this, but yeah. So then we were like, hey, can we see the stuff? And he's like, sure. And he's like, goes and does it. But he didn't have an iPad. They didn't write anything down. So the first time he came back, I don't think he had anything we asked for. He had like every product we didn't, and he was like, here, check. You said rosin, so check out this Pleasantries. And we're like, nope, no. And he's like, okay. And he had like 2 or 3 different versions he was gonna show us, and he was like, I was like, dude, you can't just upsell and then forget what the hell we were gonna sell us. Like, my man's was either new or stoned. Like,
I think stoned. Yeah.
Well,
dude, it looked like it literally just opened like 2 days ago.
They told me like a week.
And then from the Pleasantries, it went up to like a half-ounce jar of rosin. I was like, nope, I just want to see
live resin.
Yeah, live resin.
He's like, I literally just want this one and that pre-roll. That's it. Dude, he's like, it's great. No,
well, because you couldn't see anything. You couldn't see. I guess I do hate that. You can't see nothing.
What's up, man?
Couldn't even see like the packaging, nothing. Couldn't even touch it. So, I'll be curious to see how it opens when it is fully opened. But they said it wouldn't be until later. Like I overheard him talking.
What do you mean? Oh, yeah,
like
a month or two is what she said. She's like, oh, about a month or two. I'm like, a month or two? I'm thinking in my head, like, I thought, like, maybe, hey, we just had to finish up renovations till, like, Monday, right? I was thinking, like, till the next weekend max, but...
So crazy. They gotta get the holiday rush, though. That's what I thought.
Yeah, but the thing is, that's, like, to me, though, like, that only works if you know your products, you go to the same people all the time. Because that does work if you're like, they have the 3 brands I know, or, like, just they happen to. Mm-hmm. I get it. But, like, that's if you're going to do a quick pickup, that makes sense. But that was, like, really hard to, like, look through a menu. Because, like, I honestly, by the time we got through a couple things, I think that's all we got. Because we're like, oh, that's all. Like, we were just checking out anyways. But, like, if we would have seen it, I would have maybe spent money. Like, rather than just like, hey, 1 gram of resin or whatever it was I got,
Yeah.
So.
It was an interesting experience.
Yeah, bad dispo experiences, like... are just sometimes so frustrating because you're so used to it'd be hard to get a hold of your dude back in the day, but once you got a hold of your dude, that was your dude. You had to connect. You're like, all right, bud, guys, call me back.
I remember
or bud
days.
person,
I
whatever.
love those days. Those days are fun. No, they're actually so hectic.
They're pretty sketch, but
like, come on, man, please hit me up back.
Yeah, I know, oh my god. Okay, that's a good topic. I'm actually gonna make that an overlay. I'm gonna make that an overlay and everything. No, that's too complicated. I would say, I'll just ask you live. Would you rather have it like it used to be? Like, would you rather take all that drama of trying to find weed, the stress of that? Or would you take all the new drama of corporate America, bullshit politics?
Ooh, that's tough.
And bullshit weed in the market. Because that's what I was going to say. It was harder to get your weed, but there was a lot of bullshit still out there. Right? We were smoking rags. Like, dude, getting weed in Chicago was a fucking nightmare, man. Well, it was a fucking nightmare. It would take me sometimes upwards, almost 2 hours, or sometimes a little over.
You'd call
just
me.
to go get an eighth or.
I gotta go here, and here to get an eighth. I'm like, what,
dude? Well, especially because I wasn't driving in the city, so what would probably take you 30 minutes to 45 minutes would take me hours because I got to the train. I had to take the red line down to I can't remember what bus because I'm not giving this exact location to this guy. I would get off at a bus and then I would take the bus down, right? And it was like a little outskirts of the city, right? Almost where they would say like Outland Chicago, right? And then I would get off, get my bud, walk down to his house, get it, and then have to do the whole thing back. But say you missed the bus by 5 minutes, then you're standing there for 20 minutes. You know what I mean? Granted, I'd bring my bowl or I'd just smoke weed. And then, you know what it is, you'd find your old weed guy and he'd be like, hell yeah, I finally got weed again, right? But
a whole day journey.
2 hours, bro. It wasn't.
That's a half
I know.
a day.
Thankfully, when I was in college, I didn't have a lot going on.
Jeez. Oh my gosh. I think we've just been spoiled here.
Right, but now we have all this, like, we have wax and rosin. I just go to the dispo and get some rosin. Like, that's what I was saying. Like, at the end of the day, like, it is still better.
I mean, dude, think about the wax we were dabbing back in the day. Like that. Oh, dude.
I remember the first wax you made. It was black. It's like this mic.
Whoa! I didn't make that.
Okay. Dave didn't make it. This douchebag piece of shit made it, and I'm sorry. It was out of your product, is what I meant. I'm sorry. I will digress.
Jeez,
it was not Canada's making.
Did not.
He did not make the boofs. Yeah, he never made wax. Really.
No, I don't. Besides rosin.
I'm sorry. I'll clarify. I'm sorry. You're right. I meant like the first time we ever had his wax, meaning like his flower was processed by this douchebag. Yeah, you're a douchebag if you're listening. I don't know. Dave knows. He's like, why are you calling this guy out right now? Anyways, no, but I just thought it was funny. No, but you remember you bring it home. We were so excited for that wax, but it was black as coal. It was like we would pull it up, and we used to call it Tane looking back because it was just.
Dude,
it was literally dark, like so dark.
But that's also based off of the product too. It could have been my shit, but also
No.
other
That guy was
factors.
garbage.
Yeah,
That guy was
there's other
garbage.
factors
They
into
were
it.
home blowing it. That was bullshit. That wasn't like.
but there was a
There was
lot.
no purging done back then. They were like blowing it, and they would keep it in the sun for a day, and you're fine. And you'd be like,
What? Yeah,
think
because
that's how it
like back in the
works.
day, that BHO would be sparkling in the dab rig, and that's not good stuff. And by sparkling, not like bubbling, as in the wax does. You know what I'm saying? You would hear that.
up, T?
That's crazy. Like, what?
"Oh, this is
dude.
great." Mop Man said, "Yeah, T, what up, no?" Mop Man said he used to pay $50 an eighth back in the day, which, like, again, I mean, you can still get screwed at a dispo like that. But he's like, at least I knew it was chronic. I'm like, true. Things back then were really gauged off your price because it was all like.
Dude, I remember paying $20 for 0.8, like Kush. Hated it.
$3.50.
Allegedly.
$3 for $50.
That was like the worst. And then you'd wait and it'd be like 0.7. You'd be like, what?
Hey, man, life's hard sometimes. No, but I'm sorry. He said until you pay for 58th, but what could you do back then? It was chronic though. Yeah, no, and that's the thing is like you paid for what you got for it back then, kind of like
100%.
because you could also get a quarter for $20. You know, for the brickweed.
Yeah.
Dude, I could get ounces all day for like $80,
Oh, yeah.
maybe $100 at its like max. No,
But
that's
it was
true.
like
When we first got into weed, it was a little expensive, but it died real quickly because then shit started getting right. Because I remember it being expensive at first to get good weed, because the California bud would get what?
California.
Oh yeah, I
California
mean that
bud,
we
I
thought.
remember
Remember we
that.
was like it was and actually that was the
Well,
best
that's
bud
right.
we had back
Yeah.
then. Like, but this was 08, 09.
No, man, that skunk one. I always go back to that skunk one.
Where was that from?
Uh,
The old sun perch technique.
Uncle Skunky. Big Al.
I'm sorry, Uncle Skunky.
Yeah.
His name was Uncle Skunky.
Yeah, he used to do a podcast back in the day, actually.
Oh no shit. Shout
Radio.
out.
Radio, not
Uncle
podcast.
Skunks.
Radio. No.
The good old sun perch. Yeah, I don't feel like that was good for your health. Anyone?
No, dude, I think I like the stuff now, man. I'll be honest, because like, it's just better. I mean, you think about it, it's peace of mind too. Now you know it's like tested and it's actually 100% been purged, clean, the cleanest that it can be for consumables. Like on that aspect, yeah, I'm pretty happy with it. Like, and plus, like, look at the price, look at the prices on some of the products now. It's unbelievable, right? Where the market's going.
Yeah.
So I mean, back then, I mean, it was just back in the day. No, I'd prefer it now, I guess, as well, because like it is easier. Honestly, I'm impatient now, so it'd just be a while for
Actually
me.
pulled this up. Are times better before or after legalization?
Nice.
That's the question.
Run it.
That's the topic that we came up with because like that's people didn't ask it per se, but pretty much. And like I said, my long-winded answer was honestly they're better now overall because like think about all the jail prosecutions and all the bullshit with that, and then obviously with just honestly getting bud was a lot safer and easier. I mean, you're still getting garbage sometimes, like that's what happens.
Mm-hmm.
I think the interesting thing about legalization is everyone was like, "Oh, it's all solved now. Everything's gonna be great."
Yeah, no.
It's like, no, we can still be garbage. Like, you know, people, that's why I was saying, you know, it's like, honestly, we talk about it a little bit in tomorrow's podcast is like, it's not a foolproof answer, right? Like nothing's perfect. Like there's still garbage out there. There's still trouble. Like,
Oh, there's always still gonna be garbage because a lot.
yeah.
Some of them don't even care about the plant. They're just in it for the money, and that's
Yeah,
gonna show
yeah.
up. Like,
Yeah. But I guess what I was saying was like, you know, your grower back in the day, you know, definitely cared more because they were taking a lot of risk, you know,
Oh, yeah,
where
you're
now it's
looking
like,
at-
hey, I'm growing a couple plants out back now. Like it's just casual for people. Right.
Correct, yeah.
So I think there is that aspect.
But it's nice to see that though, because that's where we need to go. I mean, honestly, you need to eventually go that route so everyone can have access to
Right.
growing the plant, consuming the plant, using it as medicine if they need be. Like everyone should have access to growing it.
Right.
And going where we're at now, I mean, that gets us to there before we weren't going to be there. So, I mean, that's why I would have to agree with it. Like, wouldn't want anyone ever to go through a raid or anything like that personally. Like, that shit's whack. Like, it's not cool.
Yeah, if you haven't seen that, listen to that episode. It's like episode 50 or 60. I can't remember.
Yeah, it's one of our early
Dave,
ones.
we talk about Canada's Raid. It's actually why we started this. Well, what was a podcast and now is becoming a media company and doing all sorts of streaming and whatever we're doing right now.
Doing it all,
but
baby.
which, by the way, I hope everyone gets. My Canacast is not pronounced like Michigan. It's supposed to be a play on M-Y, like my Canacast, like, but Michigan is M-I, so we just my Canacast. So that's the joke. I think everyone, because people have been calling it Mechanicast, and we're like, damn it, we missed something there. But in our brain, it made sense. We'll have to make some type of graphic so people get it.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
You know,
I would go for it.
my Canacast, because it's your Canacast. It's where you get your Cana information.
Dang.
Wow, that's kind of cool. I never made a tagline like that. But we already have ours. It's up there. Advocate.
Oh, yeah.
It's actually funny. I think I was looking at the words too. Like so on the screen. Hopefully that looked cool. Otherwise, they're like, "Why is he looking away from the words?" They're like, And by the way, anyways, we're slap happy today. If that's not clear, I always say M-I Canacast. My dogs. My dog.
I like it.
Because if you're from Michigan, you get that M-I is our initials.
Yup.
I don't know, man. And you say anyway.
Yeah.
What's up, Penny Harris? What's up, Jay Hilly? What's everyone smoking on, dabbing on? I think I'm going to take another dab.
Let me get a dab.
Okay.
Hell yeah.
Which, by the way, does everyone like my new upgrade to my Poco? I love this thing.
Custom.
Well, it's not custom.
Did you get me a custom one for Christmas?
I didn't. No, but it's pretty. I'll put it in front of Dave's face.
We need to get one for the studio.
What, a Puffco?
Yeah.
Well, now our individual ones aren't good enough, like, to bring up here? Like, dang, dog. Dave's one, I want one for my right hand and also one for my left hand. So I don't got to reach all the way over here.
So I can just have 2 dabs ready to go, you know? Take one.
Yeah, this alchemy jar is interesting, though. This is RS11.
Yes, that is some good stuff.
I do wish I had a smaller version.
Hell
of this
yeah,
too, though.
my man, M.I. Canacast. I love it.
M.I. Canacast. I mean, how many times we used to say that all the time? Oh shit, that's right. We used to always be like, "That's M.I. Canacast." Maybe we should say that more. People, motherfuckers forget. There you go.
Oh man, that's hilarious. Yeah.
What were we about to say?
I think that video's on YouTube. It's one of our first ones.
Oh, where we like tried to do a read. We're like, "Bye, my Canacast." I got British there for a second. Hi, that's M.I.
Oh man. Oh Jesus.
I'm with T-Dub, M.I. Canacast. My dude, I appreciate you too. Well, and again, like, it's just been branding is like hard as a motherfucker. I don't know if anyone realizes that, but a lot of people still call me Groove. It's cool. Like, the E goes up and it's smaller, so it's like groovy, but whatever. Just in case anyone wonders why the E's little, there was a reason behind that little E in my logo right here. So, but yeah, I know you like the RS, but I don't know what the crosses were with that Rainbow Sherbet, but I don't think it's even related to your Rainbow Chip.
It's Rainbow Sherbet and guava or something.
But it is Rainbow Sherbet.
I mean, Jesus. Oh my God, man.
No, you're good, dude. You just took a dab, man. Slow down, man. You don't gotta know the answer. I was just saying, I don't know the crosses. Oh, you remember? Oh, they did tell us. You're right.
It's pink guava and like OZK or OGK or something like that.
Nice, remember. Analog dabs of some frozen dessert.
Yeah.
Frozen dessert analog dabs. I love that. That's catching on. Let's keep that going.
We need to make a shirt.
Yeah. Well, yeah. That's funny. Analog versus digital dabs, just like
No, we're just 2 separate.
just have like the Puffco with like a sword, and then like the analog dab with like a Poseidon's pitchfork. Is that too far? Dave's like
Processing right now.
well, he's like too much visual, too overload.
Damn.
But no, frozen dessert. That's from
High profile.
yeah. What the hell was that growing brand? I don't remember what the brand was.
Cloud.
Cover. Yeah.
Cloud cover.
Cloud
Yeah, not
cover.
cloud.
I could not remember.
Correct.
Yeah.
Cloud cover.
What do you think of the frozen dessert? I actually remember liking that dab back in the day, like way back when we first tried it. I remember I kind of went away from Cloud Cover after an incident that I didn't like some of their dabs over some time, and then I just never went back. I haven't had theirs in a while though.
We had one of them in the cannabis cup. I forgot which one it was. And it was
Yeah, it was
all right.
okay. That's right. It
was okay.
shocked me.
Yeah.
That's right. I was like, what? I thought this was, yeah, that's right. That's right. I forgot. Too many damn companies.
But other than that, I haven't had them. I used to like the Wookiee 91, right? I think it was Wookiee 91. Wasn't bad.
Yeah.
But yeah, we used to try them back when it was like I think it was like 18 or 19. 2018, 2019 was when they were first like, because they were open right.
Yeah, dude, that's right. And it shut down like 2 months later.
But shut down once COVID officially came because COVID hit in 2020.
Was that before?
Yeah, they shut down like right before COVID. I know that for a
I
fact.
thought I was still living with you though.
So we were in 16.
That's what I'm saying, dude. Was I not?
I mean, you were with me from 16 to
Till 16. No, 6 to 18.
16, 18. Damn.
Yeah, maybe. Well, that was like
Years
4
roll
years ago,
by.
5 years ago now.
Yeah, years just keep rolling by. What's up, G Grow? Horticulture. Yeah, dude. I mean,
Yeah.
literally.
This game's so old now.
Yeah, he says it's tasty.
All right, word.
I could see that.
Well, I mean,
if it's like their last, like if it is like that, the one from the Canvas Cup, that was a good one. That was pretty good. I enjoyed that.
well, I mean, dude, and honestly, we've been seeing that, like, especially seeing the inside of these like industry, man. You see the turnover rate, and we see people go from one company to another company to another company. So it's like, I mean, some of these processors probably just get fired and move somewhere else, and then they have a good process. You know what I mean? Like,
Well, you
it's
also hear
just-
about morals within the company too, and some of the people end up leaving, going to other
Oh,
places.
yeah. I just mean people are leaving. That's all. I don't
Oh,
know.
yeah,
I don't know the
100%.
reason. Yeah, you're 100% right. Like, I don't know the reason. Yeah, but they're just leaving companies and going other places. So I guess it's almost like some places will get better, some will get worse, you know, just because, turnover.
I mean, yeah.
I mean, product's going to change or say, hey, they're like, hey, we want to do CRC now. Sucks. That's what you have to do now. And they're like, or vice versa. They switch process. And anyway.
Yeah, because we did meet that one company who does that CRC. We got that interview. We'll be
Oh,
that, like,
yeah,
does
that was really cool. Yeah.
like
I mean,
all they were about was
not the company. We're not promoting doing CRC, but the guy does a company, or they were a group of scientists that have a company that focuses on CRC.
specializes.
And there was we brought up the negative, like, we heard this is garbage. And he did some science words. Like, no, I'm just kidding. He brought up some different methods and different mediums, and he has a whole reason. Science, man.
All right.
No, but no, because I couldn't get into everything. It was just a short interview, but doing the full length is going to be interesting, because to hear it from a scientist perspective is going to be like how you watch Breaking Bad and he's talking about meth being pure, and you're like, yeah, but it's still meth. And and that's what I just want to hear what they say, because to them it's a pure process, and if it's done right, it probably is clean. But the thing is, like, I don't know if that level of scientist is in every grow, in every lab, because
Right.
he was smart.
Very
He's a
smart.
really smart person.
He was very
Anyway,
smart.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll be posting. I mentioned in tomorrow's episode, we're releasing it's at 4:20. As always, check it out on audio or videos on YouTube. We have tons of content that we'll be posting. So we'll be seeing some throwbacks. There'll be some recent last couple months, but we have tons
We
of
got some
content.
tours.
Yeah.
That you haven't posted yet.
Yeah, some reviews. There's really a lot of stuff coming. Then we have the MJ BizCon stuff. We just posted the recap actually today. So like we have a lot coming. So
Yep.
just you'll be seeing a lot of content. A lot of content.
Yeah, and if you got any topics you want to talk about real quick while we're on our way out, you can. But otherwise, we're probably going to wrap up here in a couple minutes. Appreciate y'all tuning up.
What's up, Brandon? Thanks for dropping in. Job at the end of the day, man. What you smoking on?
Job at the end of the day.
That's always good, man. That Rainbow Sherbet RS11 is good. I'm actually excited. Hopefully I get some of these new genetics.
Oh,
Really
yeah,
cool.
that's right. I gave you a dab. I didn't even take one.
What? I didn't take a dab. What?
You definitely did. I have proof. It's recorded. We're not, but.
I'll take another dab. What?
Whoa, bud. Whoa, bud.
No, we'll have to make a rosin donut. Let's make one Saturday morning. Kick off the morning. No, that's not a good idea. Actually,
We work
no.
on Saturdays, my
Yeah,
man. It's
never
like,
mind. Never mind. Tuesday.
maybe at the end of Saturday.
True.
You could take that.
A fat one. Take that dab. Take that dab. I think for me, man, I think we were talking about on Saturday, like what do you think you enjoyed the most of the year for cannabis, or what have you liked? I think it would be, for me, thinking about it more, it'd be like seeing more consumption events happening throughout the state. I'm looking forward to more coming here to Metro Detroit. And then also just rosin, man. Rosin and everything.
Rosin in everything. let me quote him on that. Now he's a dabber. Canna dabs. That's like Canna Dave's gonna be dabbing all day, every day now.
I know, and I bet you there's like resin or live resin. Like you still get tons of flavor and still get better. I just really like rosin. I don't know. I do like live resin too, but for me,
How could you not?
yeah.
Well, I mean, the thing is, like, I do. There's
Just enjoying
something.
it.
There's something more. I think there. I can't say always though, because sometimes I do get some sauces or some like saucy sugars. I still buy live resin here and there because I like to do my rosins when I'm, doing when I have time to enjoy it a little bit more. Enjoy it, sit down and relax. Sometimes I'll do that live resin if it's end of my day or if I've already taken a dab. I'm like, I just want another one real quick. I'll burn.
Mm-hmm.
Cause it's really more for flavor. I guess what I was. Long story short, but really, I think more consistently, I like the rosin flavor. But that's what I was trying to say. It's not always foolproof. There's still that like 80-20 rule you got to play. It's funny. The
No, I know.
80-20
I was like-
rule.
Love it.
So there's definitely some good sauces and good resins
Oh,
out there. I
hell
just think
yeah,
generally
hell yeah.
I get really good
I've just-
flavor profiles on rosin.
I've just been tending to go towards a lot of rosin. That's all I've
And
just
because
been
the
saying.
price change, man, I really think the price change is huge to the rosin game. Like everyone before, when it was super expensive, no one's gonna spend $80 to $100 every time they need a gram. Hey, an eighth, 300, like that's no deal. When they're like giving you 5, 6 for 100 live resin, I think it just had to compete. And once the markets can compete, it's really, do you want to treat yourself or do you want to just get the cheapest wax? Because sometimes sauces, you can get those for cheap.
Mm-hmm.
Shatters, batters, scaplatters. I don't know. That's not a thing. I just made that up. Obviously. Well,
Do you wear
hopefully.
gloves when making a donut? You don't have to. It depends on the texture of, I would say, the product you're using. Like I've used the glove if it's more like a flour rosin, but if it's more hash rosin, I think you might be able to get away with it. But it might help though, because then you can roll it in. It doesn't take any of the oils from your hand. Just put it in the glove. Parchment paper helps too.
The wax, yeah, those that you
Yeah.
said the wax paper. Is parchment paper wax paper? Is that the same thing?
No.
Okay, because I was
Is
like,
it?
I use wax paper. That's when you said, well, because that's why I was like, oh, same thing. I'm like, are they the same thing?
I don't think so.
I don't think so. But anyways, yeah, no, wax paper helps when stuff's like a little bit more, like I would say like the sappier stuff. Like you can get it, you can stick it in the freezer and then roll it real quick and then dump it in there. But if you have some batter or some rosin that's already kind of malleable, like this stuff, like specifically type of stuff, you can just pull out and I can just like grab it with my finger and roll it. Like this is the type of stuff that's like the best. Like it's just the easiest. And you could actually pre-make the donut, put it aside, and then just set it in. Otherwise, you're kind of pre-setting the soft weed out,
You want the weed
freezing
in.
everything, doing the wax, throw it in there, and then
Yeah.
rolling it. Because we did that. Remember that we tried to do it with some shit that wasn't the best in Vegas, and it was like so horrible.
It still smells good.
I mean, it smoked, but Dave's like, it smoked, motherfucker.
You have what you have, man, right? I mean,
I'm interested in getting a press. I like the idea of not having to use solvents. Yeah, dude, and honestly, presses are dropping in price too. And like, we saw someone, you can get manual ones for like a few $100. I mean, that low temp, they actually pressed some rosin low key live at MJ BizCon, and we just somehow kind of knew the dude, so we got lucky and got the footage. But it is really cool to see rosin press in person when it's done with like these super, and it was still manual. But the way it delivered was electronically or mechanic. It was a little hard to understand. But I mean,
out
you
real
can get a
nice.
good, decent manual press. I think it really just comes down to what the product you stick in is what you're going to get on what it's going to look like.
the rosin tech, that's
Flour versus
That I've
hash, I
used.
mean.
the rosin tech presses.
That's the one. And use the manual ones, right?
Yeah, but you don't really, it's not too much force though, too. So you don't need too much force with it. Like with the manual press, you know what I'm saying? To still get a nice pull on it. Nick T uses it. It's the one Nick T uses that he talked about.
Well,
on
and
our
that's, I
episode.
mean, that's what Cliff was talking about. He goes really slow.
Yup.
Like, it's really slow pressure. I mean, it did take a while. We were like, but I mean, he didn't deliver it fast, So that's a really good point.
that's because you don't want a bag blowout. Because when that happens, then all the
Right. And it just
then
sticks
it's
and-
gone. No,
yeah.
like you don't even want to use it because
Oh, really? It's done?
Well, yeah, if you get bag blowout, all the weed that's pressed in there is going to explode on the paper and it's going to get in the rosin.
Well, okay, right. I'm thinking hash too, because they were using hash.
Well, if it is hash, then I mean,
Hash and rosin doesn't sound that bad.
well, at that point, it would turn rosin, right? 'Cause it's the hash. You're passing the hash turns into hash rosin.
True, I guess. Yeah. I know. Again, I've never done it, so I'm
So
just thinking.
if it's
out loud.
flour and you have a bag blowout, yeah, that's not good. But still, I mean, you're going to lose some within the bag anyway, right?
Yeah.
Some of the product and weight. So that's why you do want to go with a little bit slower. And I'm not a pro on that at all. So
No,
just
but
from what I've
let's
seen
being honest.
in,
No. Well, that's what Cliff was saying too. That's why he was saying when it live during the live demo, he was going really slow because he's like, you don't want to blow it. You don't want to blow it. I didn't know the reasonings, but that does make sense because you don't want to waste all that money, especially if you're putting it all into that
because like
press.
speak about washing it. If that is hash,
Well, and we've heard-
that got washed. So you washed all your bud to get that hash, and he was putting in 50 grams. Was it 50? I feel like I heard him say 50. It was a decent amount of grams in there. Might be like 30 in there.
Well, we've seen people
of
who are
hash.
amateur hash makers get fired, and because like you're dealing with big crops, and like you mess up 1-2 crops, and or if it gets dirty or like whatever happens, like
It's not good. I mean,
yeah, it's
it
definitely shitty.
is not good, man. It is rosin. Because you're like you said, you got to wash it, so you're losing the flour weight.
he said always
It turns
double
to
bag to
hash.
prevent blowouts.
Yep.
That's actually what he did too. I think he put
Yep.
he put a smaller one and then a bigger one or something, or vice versa. I can't
Yeah,
remember. He
that's
had
what our
2
buddy
different
does, too.
layers. Yeah.
Yep. Smart. That is very
Well,
smart.
and some of these are marked like a 70 to 120, so I wonder if it's like 70 and then 120, or if they pressed it at 70, pressed it at 120, and mixed it. If I did, it's like 70 bag, 120 bag. I don't know, but it's fascinating, right?
Mm-hmm.
There's an art to it.
There
There
is.
is an art.
And yes,
to
Drew, you
it.
should get a rosin press. I agree with that.
Wow, that's a big question right here at the end, man. We are about to end, and that's a great question. Where were you earlier, Christopher?
Well, answer it, man.
Well, did you read it?
No.
It's a very long. I don't even know. That's a long-winded answer from this side. If you can answer it very shortly.
Teed up 2 different. Where are we on? Facebook?
Sorry, my dad got ready, so I
I
had
mean, you're like,
Can we touch
answer
base
the
on
question. I'm like, where's the question?
I'll pull it up. All right, can
No.
we touch base on how literally everywhere they're getting rid of medical side? Like, what do you think that's going to affect on the industry going forward? Because, like, actually, I did bring that up a bit. Oh shit! I pressed the
We
wrong
actually
button.
talk about that in tomorrow's
Tomorrow's
episode a little bit.
Yeah, kind of. Right? The thing is, my short-winded answer,
Oh,
I guess,
good.
because we did kind of
Thanks
talk
for
about it.
tuning in. You're at this right now. Honestly,
Hold on.
Go.
If you want the long-winded answer, definitely listen tomorrow. But the reason why, long story for me, is because the medical side, it's turned into this money-making thing because that's where weed started from. But it shouldn't have been. It should be for the medical patients. It should be for easy access. It should be for cheaper prices. It should be because once it goes decriminalized, you should be able to get your insurances to help you with it. If it's plant medicine and it's legal, decriminalized, safe banking, you should be able to write it off, right?
100%.
So I think a lot of the issue is it might cause the market, but it really shouldn't, because like medical dispos are not like the prime thing, like medical caregivers and having medical options. But now as adult use opens up and you see so many rec shops or adult use shops, all you have to do is offer medical discounts and medical. You know how a lot of people have medical lines you can cut through, because once you have easy access lines, it's the same thing, right? It's the same thing as
Well,
just going to dispo.
if you have a medical card, I don't want to cut you off.
No, I'm just saying it's the same thing as going to any dispo at
Correct.
that point, right? So who cares about the dispos, in my opinion? But it's always been about the caregivers, because that's what it's truly about, is the patient, that person that says, no, I need this medically, right?
Yeah, and there's multiple reasons why you do want the medical program. Like, think about if you're able. We didn't talk about like
No,
if you're not able to grow cannabis and you need a certain amount of supply or certain amount of RSO and you can't afford it from a shop, you can have someone grow it for
Right.
you,
Shops will always be
and then
dominant.
you'll be able to have that. Maybe you need a specific strain. That is something that you still need to be able to have around. Like, say you need like a sour diesel. It just helps. Like, I remember when I was a bud tender one time, I had a lady come in. She was looking for 3 specific strains to help her daughter with her ailment. I mean, like, we only have like 1 of them. So there are those circumstances where you need that. And if you can find those seeds and grow that plant, or have someone grow that plant for you, then you can have a little bit more of the product. And all this started from medical, right? I mean, all this came from people seeing it as a medical, and that's where it should stay no matter what. Like, so if people renew their cards and keep their cards, like, you're going to have to keep, in my opinion, the industry. But like, also, if you have your med card, you even if you're on probation, you still should be able to consume cannabis with all the laws that have passed too. Like, so there's other circumstances right now where it is good. Like,
Yeah,
for
it
jobs.
just becomes
It's just
another
added-
state. It should just become a state program where it's like it should be funded by something else besides itself, because it's funded by itself. So now it needs to make money, right? If it's just funded by the adult use market and it's just a part of it, because the adult use market should be thankful, because that's how it started. At least here in
I
Michigan,
mean, the medical market, yeah, supplements.
legacy, and there are a lot of
supplemented.
legacies we see with like California. Any place that had medical before adult use pretty much knows that word legacy. You know,
Yup. And when you're in the medical like that too, it's still in the gray area because like
and that's
everything-
huge too. Mott Man said tax difference is why I need medical. Honestly, you can't afford it, and
Yeah.
that's what I was trying to say. Is like it gives you like
Yep.
it used to protect you from police. Again, I said it in tomorrow's episode, so I hate doubling on info, but you know that's what I got into was like essentially saying was, you know, like back then it was for X amount of reasons, right? It's to say keep yourself. Everyone has their own reasons, right? That's why essentially DC allowed their patients to self-medicate, and I always thought that was huge because you should be able to say self-medication. You should be able to call cannabis whatever you want to because it's
Yep.
your self-practice, it's your plant medicine. You want to, and again, I went into a bunch of topics, but like
it's a good.
I feel bad talking
Tune
about
in.
it twice, but because I'm summing it up. Like I said it better when I was more passionate, right? I just saying,
No, save that. Tune in tomorrow. He was
Yeah,
on a
there's
good rant.
something-
It was
yeah,
not,
something.
and not by rant. I mean, it was good what you were saying throughout.
I just feel like I'm ruining it because I said it so much better yesterday or whenever we record. God, these days blur. Let me tell you. So, but
Yeah.
yeah, no, definitely great topics because like the thing is, to me, medical exists for different reasons than what it's become now because people are so now it's like, oh, it's money making. Well, it's like no,
No, it
that's
shouldn't be
not
like
why
that.
medical should exist. That's why adult use. That's why rec, whatever, that should exist.
Yep.
So,
Yeah, the medical programs where it all started, and what got the adult use to where it's at. Without
For
that, those are the roots. Can't chop it.
Sup, legit labs.
Got to keep that. Oh, we need to
Mike.
follow up.
Yeah, when you get you on.
And yeah, thanks, Chris. Appreciate you tuning
Yeah,
in
that
and
was
dropping
great.
that. Honestly, we'll probably do this again, and I'll probably post about it more, so you guys can bring your questions to the chat.
Yep,
That's something that
for
I
sure.
should have followed up on. But appreciate everyone coming in, bringing in some comments, questions. Just having a good old smoke session on this Tuesday. It's crazy. We're gonna be in December on Saturday, last month of the year.
Yep.
Wild groove. We're gonna be going into 2023. We'll have we'll be doing a giveaway or two throughout December, so stay tuned.
Yep.
Other than that, I don't think I got much left, Groovy.
That's it, bud. I'm good. Send it out.
All right. And as always, we're here to
Advocate
educate.
and inspire.
Till next time, y'all. Peace.
Peace.